Hello everyone, we're back. Yeah, the 55D roll unfortunately didn't produce a whole lot, but we're going to try again here with a 58D roll. Now this roll, if you will remember, is the one where everybody bought spots for somebody else. So we have a lot of gifts here. Actually, we have 50 gifts because all 50 spots were purchased, and I've got one here for the wrapper itself. The wrapper's not in the best condition, but it's okay. How's everybody doing out there? Linda Wallace, Coin Junkie, Joe McBride, Penny Parent. Who else? Majestic, Levels of Madness. Welcome to everyone. All right, let me get my bag out. I got my bag here. Let me check. Hello, sissy. All right, so we've got a whole bunch of names. Stick in my bag. I can get a good grab of them all. There we go. And we're going to get our extra chip here for the wrapper itself. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open the roll. This roll has been very lightly, the paper's been very lightly torn and ripped on one end, but the roll's still a good roll. Get this other end all undone. All right. Oops. Get that end roll coin back on there. Unroll it with the paper going over the coins. And there it is. All of our coins for this roll. And a wrapper goes off to the side. And I get my flips down. This is roll reveal number 55. This is the last of our holiday reveals. Trying to get this so that, oh, that's what's going on. There we go. Well, it still doesn't help. I need to shield just this right here. It bugs me. All right, here we go. Coin number 1. End roll coin does have a little bit of toning on it. It's going to go to Wild Bill. This is a gift for Wild Bill from Coppercoins. Oh, that is nicely toned. That's got color. That's got color, people. Nice color. Okay, this one's got a heavy die scratch coming out of the E of Liberty, headed toward the back of the head. And move this just a little bit. Make sure that I'm talking directly into it so that you guys can hear me well. No RPM, no double die that I can see. So let me flip it over and take a look at the other side. And the other side is, as expected, slightly spotty. And mostly red. And there we go. There's coin number 1. That's for Wild Bill. So this is a gift for Wild Bill from Coppercoins. Coin number 2 goes to Victoria. This is from Jeff Dunn. Victoria from Jeff Dunn. Let's see what we have here. I'm not seeing any doubling on it so far. Well, let's see what we have. Okay, we've got an angled die scratch right in front of the chin, and one coming up out of the one of the date. So I've got markers for 2 different dies so far. Rather weakly struck coin. Our O is not totally incomplete. And nothing going on here. Pretty decent looking red coin, though. And that one was for Victoria. Coin number 3, Robert Adams. And this is from, what does that say? Todd Carmen. For Robert Adams from Todd Carmen. I would be wearing my Santa Claus hat this evening, but for some reason it's very warm inside the house. And I don't want to cause myself any strain wearing a hot hat. I mean, we do have a spot on this coin. That's a spot. I don't like spots. And for 1958, we're generally going to be looking for repunch mint marks, and there are some doubled dies. Especially of note would be the doubled eyelids, and there are some that show on the bottom of the B of Liberty. Those are the ones that we know of so far, but of course, there's a chance we could find anything, so we're going to be looking on the reverse too, even though 58D is not really known for reverse doubled dies. It's coin number 4. Ah, look at that. Coin number 4 isn't coin number 4. Coin number 4 is a number 3 that goes to Robert Adams. It is the wrapper. So, I'm not talking about musical rap. There we go. Goes to Robert Adams. Enjoy that Fed Wrap Chicago wrapper. At least now you guys will have real original wrappers that you can compare possible purchases to, so you'll know. This one is for Penny Parent. This one is from Clay 37. For Penny Parent from Clay 37. What did Penny Parent get? Hey, look at that. There's an RPM. Yay, we have an RPM. A little double split serif RPM there. Let's see what kind of markers we have for this. We have die scratches running north and south through the mint mark and the date. What else might we have? Let's see there. There's a lot of concentric die scratches around the RTY of Liberty. A few concentric die scratches running through the ear area. Concentric means that they are perpendicular to the center, they're radial to the center of the die, meaning that they were swirling it around in a circle around the center of the die when the scratches were made. So there you go. There's an RPM for Penny Parent. That's going to be RPM 1 for the day. RPM 1 for the roll, 1 for the day, 1 for... well, we may as well call it for the year, because this is going to be the last roll reveal for 2019. Yeah, that's for you, Penny Parent. This is a gift from Clay 37. It's a nice double split serif RPM. Yay, you. That's for sure. Penny Parent, you are so used to just being one of the people here who gives. Well, you can take now. I got one for you. It will go in your package. Next one's going to be a gift for Marshall from Coppercoins. New Marshall from Coppercoins. This is one of the ones that we drew. We actually looked up numbers. Had people guess numbers, and we looked up numbers for these. This one appears to be a minor repunch mint mark on the lower serif. Let me bring it into good focus and we can see for sure one way or the other. Let me turn my lighting down a little bit, make it a little bit easier to see the split instead of the glare. I do believe we have a minor split lower serif here. Let me bring it around so that I can actually look straight into the serif. Yeah, it looks like it could be. I'll have to give that one a better look a little bit later on. But that's going to be coin number 5. for Mr. Marshall. And for right now, I'm going to be satisfied enough with calling that a very possible RPM. Trying to get my screen adjusted here so I can see everything I need to see. I can see you guys, I can see my chat, I can see my screen, I know what's going on. There we go. Everything is situated now. All right, cool. Moving right along. I see nothing on that one except a nice normal 1958 D Lincoln cent. Hey, Opa Shark. Thanks for coming by. Let's see what we find next. Well, this one is a gift from Marshall. This one's from J.O.B. This one comes from J.O.B. to Mr. Marshall. Well, let's see what we've got for the new Marshall. And so far what I'm seeing with this one is normal coin. There's an interesting die gouge down at the very bottom underneath the mint mark area, right at the rim. That's an interesting gouge. That'd be a nice marker to use for something, but we don't really have anything to use it for. Die scratch right along the front of the nose. Okay, we've got nothing else here for now. Let's take a look at the other side of the coin. Let's see what the other side provides. A few die scratches here and there. Pretty late die state coin. But it's also pretty clean. Doesn't have very many marks at all. It's nice red BU coin. That's coin number 6. That one goes to Mr. Marshall. And I forgot to pop the RPM out. I meant to pop the RPM out so I could stack them together. There we go. Dell's Treasure. How you doing? PJ Curtis gets the next one. PJ Curtis, this one's from Coppercoins. This is a Coppercoins giveaway. And we have a double split serif, RPM. I don't remember if this is going to be the same die as the one for Penny Parent or not. I don't think it is. There's a nice double split serif RPM. We've got north and south die scratches through the field on the right side of the coin. That's basically all I'm seeing for good usable marker. Actually got north and south die scratches pretty much everywhere on the obverse. Let's see what we got going on here. Mainly for errors on the reverse, because chances of finding double dies on the reverse of a 1958 D Lincoln cent are kind of slim. So this PJ Curtis got himself a nice low RPM right there. Let's see who's next. Next up is going to be Bulldog. Bulldog's going to get one from Joe McBride. This is for Bulldog from Joe McBride. We got a double split serif RPM again. Okay, this one has different markers on it. This one's got an old heavy die scratch coming up out of the 9 of the date. Angling up and off. It's also got one coming up out of the lip. That other one had one out in front of the chin. It was a newer die. So this one's going to be probably our third different die. But you can see the split serif on the upper and on the lower mint marks. Or on the lower serifs of the mint mark. Well, let's take a look at the other side. See what we've got over here. We see a significant amount of dye wear on this. That's what all that stippling is. A little dotty appearance that it makes up. You can actually see how those flow lines work to make luster. As I turn the coin here, you can see that the direction of light is actually shining into the cavities, which are trenches left behind by molecules of steel running toward the outside of the die. So all of these little lines that you see are trenches in the surface of the die, and they transfer over to the coin. Those trenches are caused kind of like rolling a boulder across a desert. You'll notice a trail that it leaves behind. That's what these are. They're dye trails, trails of molecular movement. And that is what makes luster on a coin. That's what makes the coins look bright and shiny. This over here is actually the result of an incomplete strike. You have all kinds of very minor damage that occurs to the planchette as they are being transferred back and forth in bags and hoppers and everything else prior to the coins being struck. And all of this minor damage to the planchette usually comes out in the strike, because the strike is heavy enough to fill in all those little voids and make them all bleed back together. But when you don't have a full and complete strike, you end up with those little marks on the planchette are left behind. You can actually see them remaining on the coin. And so this isn't damage. This is actually just what an incomplete strike looks like. It has that flat appearance with no apparent flow lines, because the die is not actually coming into full contact with the coin. That's going to be coin number 8 for Bulldog. It's going to be the third different repunch mint mark die we've seen so far. And now for coin number 9. Sissy Atwell. This is for Sissy Atwell from Jim Worley. It's for Sissy from Jim. We've got a different die. There's a heavy, thin die scratch coming straight up and down next to the mint mark. We'll see if the mint mark has anything on it. I don't really see anything here right now. Let's look up on at the eye and see if there's any doubling on the eye. No doubling on the eye. No doubling on Liberty that I can see. And nothing on the motto. You talking about the incomplete strike being a gapping issue? It could be. It's likely a gapping issue since you see it time and time again in certain rolls, is that the die was not set to the right, to the exact right gap. That's a error right there. That's a little bit of a break in the planchette. It's more known to be a what is that called? It's a lamination. It's a lamination of sorts along the edge. And we have our incomplete strike. And once again, you can see that there's... Now see that right there? That big thing is not a scratch in the coin. This right here is not a scratch in the coin. They're not scratches, dings, or dents in the coin. These are actually areas where there was damage to the planchette before it was struck into a coin. And when it was struck into a coin, it did not strike completely out the marks left behind by the damage before the coin was struck. And you could tell it came before the coin was struck because there's no metal on the outside edges. It's like usually when you when you take a hoe and you drag it through dirt, you're going to push the dirt out of the way of the line that the hoe is making. And you would expect to see that you got raised metal around the edges of your trench. And this does not have raised metal around the edge of your trench. So because it doesn't have raised metal around the edge of your trench, it had to have happened during the strike. It had to have happened while the die was in contact with the coin. Frank. I don't think it's a burr. don't think it's a burr. Burr would be like an extra piece of the rim, or a shaving of the rim that falls down onto a coin and is struck into the coin and then could eventually fall out. It's not consistent with the size or shape of a burr, and usually burrs are a little curved too. Next, CMOS Omaha. This is for CMOS Omaha from Paul Hampton. To CMOS Omaha from Paul Hampton. Let's see what we've got. Is it? It is an RPM. This is an RPM. It's a pretty nice RPM too. This one is the third die, I think, from the roll. This is the one that shows the heavier northeast die scratch coming up out of the 9 of the date. There's a heavy die hit right there. That is actually that one bright mark right in the center of the micro screen here is where there was a dent, a dot, a dip in the die itself. And that comes out raised on the coin because it's a hole in the die. It comes out raised on the coin. And so this is an example of, I believe, is the third die of the day? Let's check coin number 3 here, the third die of the day, and find out, to make sure that I've got my markers straight. I do. It's the same big die scratch coming up out of the 9 of the date as on that coin and on this coin. Right there. You see a big heavy die scratch. It's old and it's heavy. Right there, straight up out of the 9. Okay, so coin number 10 for CMOS Omaha is RPM 3 for the day. Got 3 different RPMs, Robert. 3 different RPMs, and I believe you belong to one of the coins, I think. No, not yet. But we're only 10 coins in. This is the 11th coin. So, and it's for Robert Adams. What do you know? You always show up and I call your name. And it is an RPM. And it is die number 3 for the day. So, there you go. Now you own one of them. 1958D double split serif RPM. It's an older, later die state coin. The die scratches on it are pretty severe, but they're old. So they just show as more of modest humps than direct scratches. Look on the reverse for anything error related. Yeah, I see nothing. We are going to move on. Congrats to Robert Adams. That gift for Robert Adams was by Coppercoins. Brought to you by Coppercoins. This one's for Majestic from Coppercoins. For Majestic from Coppercoins. Let's see what we have. Well, we have a die scratch next to the 1 of the date. It looks like an otherwise normal 1958 D-Lincoln cent so far. Okay, this one has the heavy angled, really heavy angled die scratches coming up out of the ER of Liberty. I don't know that we have anything else going on this coin because I think we've seen this die before. I'm looking at the reverse. It looks normal. So that's for Majestic. Next coin, coin number 13, will go for good Hurlstormer. Hurlstormer gets this one from Coppercoins. Coppercoins gave away probably close to a third of this roll, which is why a number of these gifts are coming from my yawning company. Meant to bring holiday cheer to coin hunters everywhere. Girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen of all ages. Except kids, because this video was not made for kids. How stupid does that sound? We are here to teach about the world of numismatics, and also to share with you a minor tidbit of information so that you can be among the most intelligent people in the world. This one goes to Bingo. This one is from Steve Patet. I know that Bingo has been out of things for a little while. He's not been around a little while. And I know why he's not been around for a while, because he's contacted me, he's talked to me. And let's just say that we should be thinking about him. I'm not going to elaborate any more than that because it's private information, but he's not having the best of times right now. So this is die number 3 for the day for Bingo. He'll be happy that he got himself an RPM as a gift. So in order to ensure that you guys are among some of the most intelligent people in society today, I want to share a tidbit of information with you. You can go tell your friends and go tell your family because it is the truth. Scientifically so, it is the proven truth that tomorrow is not the last day of a decade. Tomorrow is not the last day of a decade. I can't tell you how many people, including the sportscasters and everything else I've heard say, this is the last football season of the decade. This is the last game of the decade. This is the blah blah last of the decade. It is not, people. It is not. The decade lasts for one more year. Then we change decades. So we have another die 3 for the day for Sissy Atwell, in case she's listening and not seeing. It is a die 3 for the day. Very nice, Mr. Musselman. Very nice. If you see any older stuff that you don't want to buy, let them know about me. I might buy it. Never know. I'm liking this because this is yet another example of die number 3 for the day. This one's going to go to Sissy Atwell. That it's going to be 2020 is not at debate. What the debate would be is that people do not begin counting at 0. People begin counting at 1. So 1 would be the first of something. And you go 1 through 10, 11 through 20, 21 through 30. You carry that forward, you're going to go 1981 through 1990, 1991 through 2000, 2001 through 2010, and then 2011 through 2020. 2021 starts the next decade. So we are going to be in the second decade of this millennium until the end of the 20th year of the millennium. The 21st year of the millennium or the century starts the new decade. Now those DD09s probably came out of rules that they were letting him get from the local coin shop. I found out, I hate it, but I found out that the 72 rolls that you guys bought at the sale don't seem to be producing anything, because I've heard back from 3 different people who said that the rolls didn't have any die varieties in them. That just sucks. Coin Junkie. Gift for Coin Junkie from Jeremy. This one came from Jeremy Johnson. It's for Coin Junkie. What did he get? Oh, another die 3 for the day. Trust me, folks, I'm not seeding these rolls. This is original. This is as original as they come. And we've gotten, I think, 4 of these in a row now. So that's good. I can deal with that. Yeah, tubed rolls of 1972 I could sell for a couple of dollars a piece, but the original bank wrapped rolls, man, I got to pay through the teeth to get those. That's what I want to see, is stuff that nobody had a chance to go through before. All right, Coin Junkie's got himself a die 3 for the day. What's next? Chris Vines from Coppercoins. Ho, 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 Chris Vines from Coppercoins. What do we get for Chris Vines from Coppercoins? Another RPM. This one is not die 3 on the day, though. This one has die clash marks. And let's see if it has anything I can recognize. I'm not actually recognizing anything here as a marker that we've already used. So it could be a new die. But it is definitely a split serif RPM. It's only split on the lower serif as it appears. And I think this is a new die. So we're going to remember this one as the clash die, because there's a clash at the neck, at the throat right there, and a clash next to the 1 toward the bow tie. And there's a heavy die scratch above the Y of Liberty. So we'll use those markers. This one does have concentric die scratches, so it could match another one of the dies that we've already got. But I'll have to check in on that later. Clash tag. There we go. Still have some OBWs that you're saving? I used to like saving them. This one is actually 4 Coppercoins. This one came from Wayne Wolf. 4 Coppercoins. Let's see if we get anything here. Nope, this one's going to be a normal die, as it appears. Looks like a nice bright coin, but it's not a repunch mint mark. Nothing on this coin but a lot of nice bright luster. Thank you, Wayne. Next coin in the roll. This one goes to Brian Mechanic, Brian's World Mechanic. It's from Hurlstormer. If he's here, he was here a little bit earlier, I do believe. So if he's here, this is your coin, brother. My Kefir friend. He knows what that means. Let's see. I don't see anything here yet. Nope. Nothing on the obverse. Let's check the reverse real quick and see if anything happened that we need to talk about. I don't see anything yet. But that doesn't say there isn't anything. I just don't see it yet. And I think I'm going to have to go with no. Nothing there. But it is a nice coin. There you go, Brian. I'll need your address to send this one to you, brother. Coin number 21. You're here to watch now, huh? Well, we have 4 different RPMs coming out of this roll. So, Here's one for Copper Kingdom. I haven't seen him in a little while either. Hopefully everything's okay. He's just been on Christmas vacation or something. 58D. It looks like a normal one so far. It's got that die scratch right at the front of the nose. I don't see anything there. And the reverse appears to be free and clean of any errors or other obstacles. So Copper Kingdom gets a normal coin out of the roll. It's coin number 21. Let's take a look for coin number 22. Some people might actually get the reference, like Sissy Atwell. I know she'll get it. Here's one for a Sissy. What does Sissy get? Oh, well, this is for Sissy from Coppercoins, and she gets an RPM. That is an RPM. Double split serif RPM. Let's see. This one is, I believe this is die 2. I believe this is die 2 on the day. Let's see, what can I find here? There's a good marker. Okay. No, not that so much. Let's see. It's just these concentric die scratches that I keep seeing on the face, in the ear, behind the head. I think these concentric die scratches are probably going to match this die right here. This is from an earlier coin. Nope, not this one. Not going to match that one. It must match this one. Trying to get my P's and Q's together here. There it is. That's it. That's the same die. Yep. Let's find one marker here we can certainly see. Okay, there's a die dot below the Y of Liberty toward the coat. Die dot below the Y of Liberty toward the coat. Die dot below the Y of Liberty toward the coat. And we're going to look right here. Focus in, and there it is. Die dot below the Y of Liberty toward the coat. So this is definitely the same die. So this one for Sissy Atwell matches die 1 for the day. Check this again. Yep. Matches die 1 for the day. Oh, I gotta put my uniform on. Excuse me while I get dressed. There we go. Ho, 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 ho. Who do you share a die with? Sissy shares a die with Penny Parent. Believe it or not. Yep, you and Penny Parent together have the same die. All right, Steve Patek gets the next one. This one is from Coppercoins. It's from coppercoins.com. Let's see here. I don't see anything on this one so far. We do have a lot of markers, but I don't think we have any doubling. No doubling. Yes, Coin Dragon, the world is indeed coming to an end. We have ladies bonding over RPMs. It's girl power. 25 years ago, you would have laughed me off of the stage for saying something like that. Yeah, for sure, right? All right. Agno 3, better known as Silver Nitrate, gets the next coin, and this one's from CMOS Omaha. Let's see, what do we have? I think this one's just going to work out to be the same die as the last coin, which means that it's a normal die. And how I can tell is this really strong die scratch coming up from the chin, and then a couple coming straight out of the mouth. Match up marker for marker with the previous die. There is a die crack at the bottom of the coin right there. It's a coinspiracy, I tell you. All right, silver nitrate. Yes, this one. For those of you who are new, the silver nitrate is silver, nitrogen, and 3 molecules of oxygen. So it's AgNO3. So we call him Agno3. That's what I call him anyway, because I write his name out that way, Agno3. All right, Coin Junkie. This one's 2 Coin Junkie from Bulldog USMC. A Marine has purchased a gift for you. Let's take a look and see what that gift contains. Well, it is a 1958D looks like a 1958D normal Lincoln cent. It's in pretty nice shape. At least you can see it came out of an original roll, because you saw it opened here first. Alright, that's coin number 25. We are officially now halfway finished with the roll. Halfway done, only half more to go. Coin Dragon. Coin Dragon from Coppercoins. You, sir, have a gift. No, you're not gifted, you're special, but you have a gift. It is a die number 3 for the day. Die number 3 for the day being that it has an old heavy die scratch coming out of the top of the 9. It's a halftime show. I'm not going to have any wardrobe malfunctions for you, okay? Not going to happen that way. C-Mus Omaha. I just said that for no reason. I think it might be because I saw Sea Dragon. I'm thinking Coin Dragon. Coin Dragon just got himself an RPM 3 for the day from Coppercoins. It's coin number 26. We need a break? Okay. I'll give you a break. All right, break's over. He was halfway to the bathroom, and I called his name, and he came back. I'm sorry. This one's to Adam C. from Coppercoins. I promise I won't say your name for the next 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes. Hurry up. Let's see. This one's a normal one. This one's Adam. This one's for Adam Chambers. This is from Coppercoins. Best variety I found during a live stream. I don't know, folks. What would you say? Maybe the 1956 proof FS 101 double die obverse? Or could it be the 1963 proof FS 801 double die reverse? Or could it maybe have been, yeah, the two 19, there were two, not one, two 1970S small date proofs? Yeah, could have been that. Could have been the fact that we had a roll the other day that had 39 die varieties out of the, no, 31 die varieties out of the roll. 31 die varieties, only 19 normal coins. Could have been that. Just as well as what we're finding during these reveals, we're also finding a whole lot of stuff in the rolls that people purchased from me that are coming from the same pile of rolls that I'm pulling these coins from. Mr. O'Neill. This one came from Victoria. This is for Mr. O'Neill. And this one I think is going to... this is a new die as far as I can tell. Don't recognize it. Definitely don't recognize it. I'd remember this. Die scratch from the tip of the nose to the bottom of the T. Unfortunately, it's not representing any doubling. (1970s) small date, double diavers. I think I'm familiar with one or two of those. I think they're all proof though. All kinds of neat stuff that I found over the years, but we're still working toward the idea of getting everything out, photographed, listed, dealt with, known, whatever it takes. I would like to develop Coppercoins to the point where it is the most comprehensive guide for Lincoln cent collectors anywhere for any reason. Not just a die variety thing, but a value guide, a guide for grades and grading, even a guide that tells you how to find all of the big and little things that help you determine whether you have a genuine coin, an alteration, or a counterfeit. Which alteration and counterfeit are two different things. If you got a fake coin is a coin that never was a coin to begin with. A fake coin is a coin that was actually minted specifically to be fake. This is for Cajun from quads.com. Whereas an alteration starts out as a normal coin, but then somebody decides to change it around and turn it into something different than it was to begin with. This one's going to be the doubled lower serif that we found for Bulldog earlier. That's going to be die number 4 for the day, I'm pretty sure. Was that Chris Vines or Bulldog that we found that for? I guess it was Chris Vines. Oh, it was from Bulldog. That's right. Okay. Well, this one is for Cajun from Quads, and it does have a repunch mint mark lower serif. And I do believe we're going to find that this is going to match die number 4 for the day. Oh, look at that. Lordy, lordy. That's a big marker there. That big old booger on the T. Let's see if this other coin has that same big booger on the T. And it does. Yep, this other coin's got the exact same big booger on the T. So this is definitely die number 4 for the day. Yes, RPM number 4 for the day. So we have a total of 4 different RPMs coming out of this roll. We are on coin number 30. Approximately 10 to 12 of these coins have been RPMs so far. So we're running, I don't know, I'm saying 40 to 45%. Yeah, 40 to 45% die varieties, which that's not bad at all. That one was for Cajun. Gonna get that put over there and get it attributed and get it sent off to Cajun. Midnight Silver Run gets the next one. This one's from Coppercoins for Midnight Silver Run. I'm sorry, I didn't say that right. This one's from Coppercoins.com. Let's see. Oh. This one is going to turn out to be a normal coin, I think. That die scratch going straight down off the bottom of the 9. It's going to be the dead ringer that this is going to be a normal coin. Yeah, I like the 44Ds made into 14Ds. Or better yet, the ones that I still have trouble understanding. I have a 1918 Lincoln Cent that started out as a 1948 Lincoln Cent. Why they did that, I have no idea. It makes no sense to me. Why they would want to take a 1948 and turn it into a 1918. The amount of work and effort that they put in to do that was 4 times what it would have cost them just to buy a 1918. And the coin wasn't a really nice BU coin either. It was an AU-ish coin. How the heck you got into roll reveal? I tell you how the heck you got into roll reveal. Cajun, Quads bought you a spot, buddy. So you got to thank Quads because you got yourself an RPM out of here. This one's to Jeff Dunn. Jeff Dunn from Coppercoins. Hello, Time Traveler Coin Exchange. Let's take a look and see what we got here. This one's definitely an RPM. I can see it. What die is this one? Which die is this one here? This one's going to be die number... it's not 1, it's not 2, it's not 3. Is this die number 4 again? I think it might be. I know I've seen this before because it's got that line on the nose. I've seen that line on the nose before. Let me check this one here. It's not that. 'Cause I don't think it's this one either. Nope. Don't got that line on the nose. I don't think it's this one either. Yeah, it is. This is it. It's got that scratch on the nose. I should have a clash in the throat too. Let's see if I got the clash in the throat. That's it. That's the one. This is die number 4 for the day. It's the same one I just picked up for Cajun. So this one goes to Jeff Dunn. Just found a 62 DDO number 1. 1DO005. That's a nice one. Nice class 2 shows in the date. There we go, die 4 for the day. We're up to coin number 33 now. Up to coin number 33, and who's got to go? Dale's Treasure's got to go for now. Well, thank you for stopping by, Dale's Treasures. Majestic. This one is from Sissy Atwell for Majestic. Uh-oh, this one's going to be a normal coin because it's got that die scratch running right next to the D mint mark. Lights up bright as you can see right there. So unfortunately, we're going to come out with a normal coin on this one, but it is in pretty good shape. Nice red coin. See about the reverse. So I bust a roll open one time, and I was using my cent slide, which is my little thing that I lay the coins out on and slide them underneath my microscope. And so I was going through these coins on my cent slide, and it was a roll I bought from, I don't know, some old box of something my dealer just picked up. And I picked up one of the rolls and took it home with me because I wanted to check it out. So I get the roll home and I open it up and I put it on my cent slide and I start going under my microscope with it. And I'm seeing all these little things moving around. Oh, what? It was dust mites. It had dust mites or something like that all over the coins. Little mites. Yeah. Needless to say, those coins went in the sink and got washed off real quick with really hot water. And then I took the coins to a towel and I dried them off with a towel. And I took them to the bank. This one's for Steve Elliott from Coppercoins. To Steve Elliott from Coppercoins. This one's got that big die gouge down at the bottom below the D. I think we found That right there is die scratches. I thought that was damage on the coin last time I saw it, but now I see it's die scratches. Looks like it looks like wheat standing up in a wheat field. It does. Look at that. Looks like wheat standing up in a wheat field. That's die scratches. That's kind of cool. That's actually neat. You could call this the Comet, the 1958D Comet coin, because it looks like a comet. Time Travelers, I don't have numbers on mine. At one time, I put numbers on it, but I did it with a Sharpie. And after about a year or two, those numbers just wore off, and they didn't really mean that much to me anyway, so I quit putting them on there. I just didn't use them anymore. In fact, I don't even think there's anything written on anymore, because I've been using that. I've been using that since wow. That's been 1995. 1994. 1994 when I put that together. So what is this? 14, 15, 25 years? 25, 26 years now I've been using that. I wrote something on it when I first made it, and I wrote something on it about a year later when the first time it wore off. And now I don't bother anymore, because I'm old, it's old, and I don't need no writing on my stuff anymore, you know. How many lots there'll be for Wednesday? That's really kind of a toss-up. I've got a lot of lots that are going to be multiples, where I've got like 4, 3, 4, 5, 10 of the same thing, where I'll hit you up for bidding, and once you bid on it, I'll find out a good market stasis on it, and then I'll drop the price down, let you guys buy them. This is for PJ Curtis from Chuck Patillo. For PJ Curtis from Chuck Patillo. Let's see what we got. And looks like a normal coin. Unfortunately, a normal coin. Oh, what is that? That's from when the coin was struck. That's weird. I don't think those are scratches on the coin. I think they're from when it was struck. They get too close to the S of the date. Or the S. They go right up to the S. They're also on the inside of the rim, in places where just scratches on a coin wouldn't be noticeable. What is going on with this coin? What is all that stuff up on the rim? That looks like something got mashed into the coin while it was being struck. No, this is damage here, because it moves the metal. It moved the metal, so that's damage to the coin. Which the other part might be damaged too. But it sure looked neat. Nothing else on this one. Let's take a look at the reverse real quick and see how that damage corresponded to the reverse. It's going to be on the bottom of the reverse if it was on the top of the obverse. And nothing doing. It's completely normal on this side, which helps lead to the credence that it's probably mint damage. I'll have to take a look at it again under the scope, get a good eyeball at it and see what it looks like. All right, PJ. You got coin number 35. Let's get out coin number 36 and see what it looks like. Well, this is for Coin Dragon, and this one's coming from Silver Nitrate. I actually wrote Silver Nitrate out on there. I didn't write Agno 3 on there. So this is for Coin Dragon from Silver Nitrate. What do we got here? Okay, looks normal. Yep, gonna be a normal coin. Pretty nice 1958D. This one's coming to you, Coin Dragon. Its new home is going to be with you and your cat. Kitty's gonna like the shiny. There we go. That's coin number 36 for Coin Dragon. Let's take a look and see what's next. Coin number 37 goes to JOB from Coppercoins. For those of you who may be new to the community and have not seen this before, JOB are the man's initials. His name is not Job. He doesn't go by Job, and it's not the biblical name Job. It's JOB. But I make sure I spell it out with periods between the letters so that nobody thinks it's Job. So I was kind of thinking, that's kind of a bit of an unusual name for a YouTube screen name, just to say, oh, Job. It isn't. It's JOB on purpose. This one is a bit of a striper here. Got a little bit of wood grain going on this coin. Still a pretty nice one. I like it. Definitely got something going on there. Except it's not a die variety. Alright, coin number 38. Let's see if we can turn this luck back around again. Well, this one's going to Penny Parent. This is to Penny Parent from Steve Elliott. Penny Parent's got a fan club. I know, 'cause I'm the president. The Penny Parent Fan Club. Come join the Penny Parent Fan Club. Alright, got nothing on that side. Let's check out this side real quick, see what we got. Not seeing any on that side. $19.55s filled fives RPM2 stage I, or LDS as I call it. Let me explain that. I'll explain this to you because we got time. I mean, after all, we're only on coin 38, right? So the LDS thing for me. When I first started Coppercoins, it was way back when disk space was very expensive. And I started that website with 48 megabytes. 48 megabytes of storage space. That was barely enough to put a few pictures up. When I got up to 100 megabytes of storage space, I decided to start dealing with markers and splitting markers up. Well, it wasn't until I paid for yet another upgrade and went to the plan that cost me like $40 a month at that point. Still wasn't making a single dime on this, and I was raising a child, going to college full-time with 2 full-time jobs and a business. That it basically turned into a deal where I had to get a bigger server because I was planning on going database. I was going to be going dynamic. And with the database, I had choices to make. How much space did I want to take up? How much space could I take up? As time progressed, I realized that anything more than 3 sets of photos per die was going to exceed my ability to have it on the server. So instead of trying to split everything up by individual stages, I just gave a basic round and about EDS, MDS, LDS approach where you could see what the coin would look like in earlier die state, in roughly mid die state, and in later die state. And it worked really well while we had a really limited amount of space to use. Now the server has a 2 terabyte hard drive. So we've got plenty of space to put more stuff. It's just that the structure of the website over the years, with the 3,000 some odd dies that we have listed presently, were listed back when EDS, MDS, and LDS were pretty much the only way to go about it. And so I'm kind of stuck by legacy software. We are changing that. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we are going to get that changed over to a point where all 7 different die states can be represented for each individual die. We're not going to use stages like Coneca does, because there's no point in republishing their work exactly as they have it. We may as well go with something that's a little bit different. We're using die state, using the age of the die becomes the more important thing rather than looking for specific markers. That way, if you can find the age of the die and look it up by the age of the die, you should find markers that are similar to the ones you have on your coin. Yeah, there's only 7 known die states that are actually recognized die states. There's very early die state, mid die state, late die state, very late die state. And in the mid die state, you have early mid die state and late mid die state. So it's VEDS, EDS, EMDS, MDS, LMDS, LDS, and VLDS. 7 different die states. It's really all we need, really. I mean, you're talking about roughly 700,000 to 1 million coins per full life die. We know this is an RPM, don't we? We know that's an RPM. We've got our little bird hanging on the T there. Oh, we wouldn't be able to see that it's a... This is one of your important reasons for using markers, ladies and gentlemen. This right here is a damaged mint mark right where the doubling would show. So we know we have an RPM. We know it's die 4 on the day. We have our, well, let's see, it's a die scratch that we were using. There's a crack on the head. I do believe this is die number 4 for the day. Remember, it's the same one we had for Chris Vines. There it is. That's it. The clash mark. That's what it was. The clash mark. Here it is. But we can't really see the RPM on this particular coin because the bottom of the mint mark is damaged in the perfect spot for it not to show the doubling. So we'll put this to the side with the other RPMs. It will be attributed as an RPM, but you're going to have to guess when you're looking at it. Oh, I didn't draw a name for this one. I'll draw a name for it. Well, Lady Spitfire gets this one. Lady Spitfire gets this one. This is from James Dowdle. We're going to put it in the pile with the other die 4 on the day. Mr. Stanley gets this one. This one's from Coppercoins. This is a normal one. This is that one with the really bright die scratch running right next to the D. We've seen this die a few times before. Thus, we know this is not a die variety. So now you understand a little bit more about the history of Coppercoins. You'll understand when we don't use stages. It's because during the time that stages were invented or discovered, or when they begun to use stages to identify die varieties, things were not computerized. So it was very different back then. You had to take a set of films, you had to get your film developed, you had to put it in a file cabinet or something, or a card file, index file or something. And while it took up physical space, it didn't take up disk space. And it wasn't being charged per month in fees to store that information. So once the data age came around and data was expensive, hey, here we go. There's a die 3 for the day. Die 3 for the day for Jeremy. This is for Jeremy, and it's from Coppercoins. So finally we did something good. We gave somebody an RPM. To Jeremy from Coppercoins. Excuse me, I didn't say that right. It's from Coppercoins.com. That's right. All coins, all the time. Coppercoins.com. Dewine Decimal? Dewine? Dewey Decimal? Is that? Yeah, Dewey Decimal. Okay. Yeah, the Dewey Decimal card file system, where you can look up all of your die stages of all of your die varieties. All coins, all the time. This is die 3 on the day. Stick this on the die 3 on the day list. There it is. It's upside down. Let me put it right side up. And now I can draw for coin number 45. You speak typo well? I have a hard time with typo. I have a hard time reading it, speaking it, writing it. I tell you what, I really have to wonder about why they call my thingy here a smartphone. Sure doesn't seem smart to me. Why I tell this thing to call somebody and it just calls somebody else. And then I got it in my pocket and it just decides to call people at random. How stupid is that? Looks like we got a normal coin. Looks like we made it. Majestic's got himself a normal coin. Thank you, JC Will. I will indeed have a good New Year. It's going to be right here. My whole thing is for New Year's Eve and how to celebrate New Year's Eve is figuring out which jammies I'm going to wear while I'm watching the ball drop in New York City on TV. That's about as far as I get. I haven't actually been out to do anything for New Year's Eve since, I'm going to say probably 2001 or 2002. Let's see. This one is for Coin Dragon. It's for Coin Dragon from Adam Chambers. Coin Dragon had no idea he had yet another one coming. And it is a die 3 for the day. I can tell by that die scratch running off the top of the 9. Right there. There we go. There is our split serif. If I say okay Google to my phone, it doesn't do anything. Okay, it just lit up. Okay. My phone just said for step-by-step instructions to fix battery problems, type more info. Okay, so I guess it does actually do something. I had no idea. I've never said, okay, Google, to my phone. That didn't do anything. Yeah, it did. Here's the top Google results. For what? For whatever it wants to say that confuses me? Yeah, I look spooked because my phone woke up and said something. Hey, Silver Nitrate. This one is from Joe McBride from Coppercoins. To Joe McBride from Coppercoins. It's coin number 47 in the roll. And coin number 47 in the roll proves to be a normal coin. This is one of those wheat coins, or we can call it a comet coin. We're gonna make a market for these things after all. This is the Comet 1958D. We're gonna call it a variety. The Comet Error. And he's also got a spike through his nose. I turned on your Google. Alexa, play jazz. All right, Spiked Head Die Crack, you have a great evening. Did I turn anybody's Alexa on? How to torture people when you're doing a live broadcast. I love it. Alexa, 5-finger death punch. There we go, Mark. Enjoy your jazz, brother. And we got ourselves a normal coin here. This is coin number 48. This one goes to Cajun as well. This one is from, I have to flip it over to read it. Oh, Midnight Silver Run. It's to Cajun from Midnight Silver Run. Wow, that's interesting. This is an artifact of an incomplete punch. This is where something was already in the planchette before the coin was struck. When the coin was struck, it didn't take it completely out of the planchette. I just gave Silver Nitrate a really mischievous idea. And see, I don't have any of that stuff hooked up in my house. I just don't. Not for any particular reason other than I just wouldn't use it anyway. So I don't bother. So I can say that stuff all day. Alexa, what's the weather? Robert Adams. Robert Adams gets coin number 49. Robert Adams gets coin number 49. This is from Coppercoins. From Coppercoins.com. It's unfortunate that it seems that most of these coins that Coppercoins is giving away don't turn out to be much of anything. That's weird. Am I repeating myself or is my stream looping? Am I repeating myself or is my stream looping? Am I repeating myself or is my stream looping? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure. So, JC, I have to be careful when I say flush toilet or something like that. Do you have like those apps? Sissy's sitting here smacking her phone trying to get it to stop repeating. Doesn't realize that's actually part of the show. Whoa! It is deja vu all over again. And the very last coin in the roll goes to Penny Parent, and this one is from Rudy Alfaro. So Penny Parent got herself a nice RPM. How sweet that is. I'm not sure that this one's even been seen yet. This is a nice RPM. It's the last coin in the roll. Let's see if we can find a marker on here that we're used to looking at. I don't know that I have seen this die yet today. Yeah, I think it's a new one. Well, we do have a number of north and south die scratches. Is that number 2? Is there any chance that's number 2? Because I had north and south die scratches on number 2. Yeah. It's the same die as number 2. It just looks more dramatic because it's struck better. Let's see. This is the only one that I got other than this new one that I just got for Penny Parent here. Let's look for a good marker on this coin and see if it matches die for die. Let's look at the reverse and see if there's anything good on the reverse to pull off as a good marker. Now I'll show you guys part of the attributing process. Okay, you see if you look straight out from the E toward the top of the inside of the wheat lines, you'll see two little tiny die gouges. They look like light dots. And there's one right next to the top of the T. So we're going to look for those. We're going to look for that trio of little dots. Okay. So now let's flip the coin over and take a look at it. Just in that right spot. Of course, it's going to have toning because it's going to be the outside of the roll. But we're going to look, and I'm not necessarily seeing the same thing on here, because I wasn't thinking I'd be looking at the reverse. This one's got nice toning on it. Nice color on the reverse there. Oh, what's this? Is that a heavy die gouge or heavy die line? No, that's not. Hey, Penny Parent, your backside's nice and colorful. It's an ender. Okay, there's a relatively strong die scratch running straight up and down out in front of the brow. So that's this one running straight up and down out in front of the brow. So let's check this other coin and see if we've got that same die scratch running straight up and down outside of the brow. And we do. It's right there. So I'm pretty sure these two are the same die. Let's see, where's the positioning? Positioning of the mint mark is slightly high and to the left. It's a little closer to the 9 than it is to the 5. And we got a little high and to the left, a little closer to the 9 than it is to the 5. Pretty sure we got the same die here. So this is going to be die 2 for the day. It's going to be the second one. The other one belongs to PJ Curtis. So we've got PJ Curtis and Penny Parent belonging to the 2 sole coins of this die today. And that about does it. That's the entire roll. Yeah, not only did she get a really nice RPM, but she's got a pretty case of toning on the reverse. That's nicely toned. All right, so here's what we ended up with. Oh, I'm going to say probably 30 normal coins. About 30, roughly 30 normal coins. We have 4 different RPMs. We have 2 of this one. We have 2 of this one. We have die number 3. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of die number 3. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the other, of die number, what is that, 4? Die number 4. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, and 9 is 17. We've got 17 of the die varieties, and that means we've got 33 normal coins. And that's what that is. I enjoy doing this. I hope you guys like it. Hope you guys are having fun. Hope you had a wonderful holiday season. I've got all of these coins here, and if I cannot seem to find you, because some of these coins go to people who I'm not sure are registered to bid, which means I don't know that I'll have your email address to be able to send you an email. But I will definitely keep these out if I see you guys in future streams and have not yet contacted you or have not yet found a way to get them to you. I'll be sure and ask you when I see you in the future. I appreciate everything to everyone. I appreciate everyone participating. I appreciate everyone being here. It's been a very interesting 2019. It's been a very fun 2019, especially the last 3, 4, 5 months of it was it's kind of a whirlwind. I kind of started the year off not really knowing what my direction was, not really knowing exactly where I was going with things. I was trying to create a website, trying to put things together. I was trying to get a store together, working eBay a lot, working Facebook a lot. And it just, the Facebook and the eBay were just not quite cutting it for me, because it seems like every time I turned around, I was having to do more work. I was having to do something, and I wasn't really getting anywhere. I was kind of spinning my wheels. And then sometime toward the beginning of the year, I think probably around March, is when Penny Parent and Amber came around, and they were more than willing to help, to do anything that could be done to make things better for the channel. And they've done a considerable amount to help out. And then about a month or so later, I brought Brady in. Brady's been one of my customers for years, and he and I have talked on a number of occasions about coins and about making things a little better for Coppercoins into the future. So I brought him on board. And then about 6 months ago, Jody started showing up to the auctions, and he started helping out in the auctions without even being asked. He was helping us out. And I've known Jody for, I don't know, probably 10 or 12 years now. And given that I've known Jody for a while, and I know that he wants to help and he wants to do what he can to make this process a better process, I brought him on board too. So now I've got Jessica, Amber, Brady, and Jody on board helping me out on a regular basis. And I tell you what, without them, this couldn't be what it is. But without you guys, it also couldn't be what it is. We found all of you guys through our diligence and hard work. And you guys found us and enjoy us because we're diligent and we work hard. And that's something that I simply didn't have at the beginning of this year. It's been a wonderful year. It's been a really good year. I look forward to 2020. I look forward to 2020 with everyone here. And it's been a wonderful experience. Can't top it with anything else, that's for sure. So, folks, you guys have a great night tomorrow night. Be safe. If you're going to consume alcohol, please do not drive. Let someone else drive you who was not consuming alcohol. That is the key. If you're going to drink, that's fine. Don't drive. But if you got to go someplace, make sure the person who drives you hasn't been drinking either. Okay? So that's what I got, folks. I'll be back on Wednesday afternoon. Sometime tomorrow, I'm going to start working on the list of all of the items that I'll have up for bids. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do pictures. It's probably just going to be a text list because it's going to be so large and so consuming. But that's right. Uber is cheap. It's a lot cheaper than taxis, and it'll get you anywhere you need to go. Just make sure you don't overdo it. Be safe. Stay safe. And we're starting at 3 p.m. on the 1st. We're starting at 3 p.m. That's 3 p.m. Eastern time. That should be in plenty of time for you guys to party hard, go to sleep, get your sleep in, and wake up by noon and get that orange juice and vodka going. Get the hair of the dog that bit you so you can come participate in the auction at 3 o'clock. Bon année. And Cajun, I'll be calling you later. And it's only 8:30. I need to call you. I need to talk with you. But I'll talk to you guys later. I appreciate it. You guys have a good night.